Have you ever felt like people are avoiding you without really understanding why? You try to be friendly, do your best, but it seems like you can't make any deep connections. Maybe you sometimes even feel lonely, even when you're surrounded by people. The problem isn't who you are. You are enough just as you are. But the truth is, there are 5 hidden mistakes that cause people to withdraw. Mistakes that almost all of us make unconsciously, preventing us from being truly loved. But today, I'm going to show you how to change that, so that people want to be around with you. Mistake number 1, the dark cloud. We all have those days when everything seems to be going wrong. But what if you've unconsciously fallen into a pattern of negativity? Maybe you often complain about little things, the weather, your job, or a bad night's sleep. It seems harmless, but what you don't realize is that this energy is picked up by others. People sense your mood without you having to say anything. Negativity is contagious, and without you realizing it, you create an environment where people feel uncomfortable. Think of a moment when you were around someone who constantly complained or radiated stress. How did that feel? Probably exhausting, as if your energy was being drained. When people associate you with negative energy, they will instinctively pull away, and that often happens unconsciously. But here's the good news. You have the power to change the atmosphere. It starts with awareness. The next time you are in a conversation, ask yourself, am I bringing light and positivity, or am I focusing on what's wrong? People are drawn to those who make them feel good. You can be that person by simply choosing how you respond to the world around you. Mistake number 2, the spotlight effect. How often do you worry about how others see you? You wonder if you look good, if you're saying something wrong, or if people are judging you. This is called the spotlight effect, and it makes you unnecessarily insecure. You're so focused on yourself that you don't realize that others probably aren't paying as much attention to you as you think. People are too busy with their own thoughts, insecurities, and worries. But here's the problem. By constantly focusing on how you come across, you unknowingly project insecurity or self-absorption. And that makes it harder for people to feel comfortable around you. They notice that you're in your head, and that creates distance. What if you could let go of that pressure? Imagine being just present, without worrying about what others think. What would change? When you shift your attention from yourself to the people around you, you'll notice that others feel much more connected to you. Ask genuine questions, really listen to what they say, and show that you're interested in their lives. True connection happens when we shift our focus to the other person. Mistake number 3, the wall of insecurity. Vulnerability. It sounds so scary, right? The idea of showing your true self, including your insecurities and imperfections, feels like a risk. What if people reject you? What if they see you as you truly are and don't think you're good enough? This fear makes us build walls, protect ourselves, and pretend everything is always fine. But here's the hard reality. By hiding behind that wall, you also shut others out. People can't form a deep bond with you if you only show them the perfect version of yourself. Think about it. How nice is it when a friend shows you their vulnerable side? That creates a bond, right? Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. It's an invitation for others to come closer. The next time you feel the urge to hide your emotions or laugh it off, try something different. Share what you really feel. Show people who you truly are, with all your imperfections. Vulnerability builds trust, and trust is the foundation for any meaningful relationship. Mistake number 4, the silence of expectation. Have you ever felt disappointed or frustrated because someone didn't respond to your needs or feelings? Maybe you hoped they would notice without you having to say anything. But here's the truth. People cannot read your mind. When you expect others to know what you need without words, you're selling yourself and them up for disappointment. This leads to frustration, misunderstandings, and sometimes even conflicts. Maybe you don't dare to say what you feel or think because you're afraid of confrontation or don't want to burden others. But by keeping your thoughts to yourself, you actually create more distance. Clear communication is essential. Dare to say what you need. Dare to share what's bothering you. People appreciate clarity and honesty, and it helps them understand you better. Instead of hoping someone reads your thoughts, just say it. I need your help, or this is bothering me. You'll be surprised by how often people are willing to help if you just make it clear. Mistake number 5. The noise of inequality. Everyone needs help, that's human. But how often do you give something back? Relationships are a delicate balance of giving and taking. When you constantly ask for help without giving anything in return, tensions can arise unconsciously. People then feel exhausted and even used, and they slowly withdraw without you even realizing it. From a systemic perspective, this balance is crucial. Relationships become strong when both parties both give and receive. If you only take, a disbalance occurs that creates unconscious tensions. It's like pouring water out of a bucket without ever filling it up. Ask yourself, how often do I give something back? This can be something small, a listening ear, a thank you, or a small gesture can be enough to restore that balance. Mistake number 6. Boundary crossing interest. It's great to show interest in others, but asking too many personal questions can come off as intrusive. People often have their own boundaries and may not want to share everything with you, especially in the early stages of a relationship. It's important to find a balance between showing interest and giving space. When you pressure someone with too many questions, it can feel uncomfortable and cause them to withdraw. Instead of diving straight into personal matters, you can start with light topics and gradually go deeper as the relationship develops. Mistake number 7. Over-talking. A common social mistake is not letting others finish speaking. When you interrupt someone or redirect the conversation back to yourself, it can make them feel unheard or undervalued. This can also create a sense of distance. People want to feel heard and have the opportunity to share their thoughts and feelings. If you don't give them back space to speak, it can lead to frustration and a sense of unimportance. Try to practice active listening and give others the chance to tell their story. Being a good conversational partner also means knowing when to be quiet and give the other person room to express themselves. Now that you know these 5 mistakes, which mistake do you recognize most in yourself? Leave a comment. I'm curious about your story.